CTR Media Network is now accepting new podcasters to join our growing network that's reaching 350 million global listeners. Have you heard? CTR Media Network offers podcast production, podcast training, distribution, and product placement. Book us for your next event or schedule an interview with CTR Media Network podcasters today. To learn more, go to ctrmedianetwork.com.
All right. Hello, everybody. I hope that you're having a fantastic day. We have first up, I don't think you heard me before, so I'm going to repeat what I said. We are live with our CTR Media Network live stream. We are going to be featuring various different channels from our online TV that you can watch right from our website. Yes, 24/7, 7 days a week. We are currently streaming in 100 countries with our online TV on the four corners of the world. And so I want to make sure that not only do you see it, but you'll be able to get the information, right? Because many of us are entrepreneurs, or you aspire to become one, or maybe you're career driven. And with that being said, you may just be interested in learning how to improve yourself with your career. And so this particular channel, Entrepreneurship and Career Development TV, is all about helping you succeed in entrepreneurship, as well as for our viewing and listening audience that is traditional. You work 9 to 5, because listen, we love all of you, right? Because before anybody 9 times out of 10 was an entrepreneur, you a 9 to 5, or you might be an entrepreneur and still work 9 to 5, and that is good. Okay, so the channels, let me give you just like a run through of who you're going to be seeing on today. So as you are going to work, as you are listening in, taking your kiddos to school, maybe you in the kitchen cooking breakfast, maybe you are at the gym exercising, I encourage you to stick your earbuds in, or turn your volume up so that you can listen to Level Up, the podcast with Alethia Tucker. We have KB Michelle Green from KBBU University, which is a school for business owners and entrepreneurs. We have the Tina Ramsay Show, which has a diverse audience of entrepreneurs as well as people who are making a positive impact. And we have Fearless Promotions, and they have just updated, I would say, expanded their name to Fearless Fighters TV. Yes, and yes. We are streaming all over the place to over 300,000 people right now. Did you know that CTR Media Network is not just in all the states in the United States, but we are global, baby. And we stream to a lot of people, not just on social media, but all around the world, reaching 350 million households worldwide. Thank you for being a part of the best part of CTR, our supporters and the ones who we call our CTR riders. So today you're going to enjoy at least an episode. And if you want to watch the replay or you want to watch more of the episodes, you just go to CTR Media Network .com, or you can actually go to our YouTube channel and be able to click on all of these individual content creators and be able to binge watch any of the content, because they talk about a variety of different topics. So you can go over there and pick what suits your fancy and get the education and the support that you need. So right now, what we're going to do, because we're featuring the Entrepreneurship and Career Development TV, we are going to take a commercial break. Yes, we're going to take a commercial break, and we'll be back in a moment, and we'll start live streaming this content. So be safe. If you are driving, listen to us right now. You can't watch, even though we have video. So make sure to be safe as you're going to and fro to school, to work, wherever you are going, running errands. Make sure you be safe. You can just turn the volume up and listen to us. And then when you are in a safe position, you can actually watch a little bit later. For those of you who would like to take part in watching us on television, we are on Apple TV, Android TV, Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, and web app, iOS, and Google Play. You can download us for absolutely free. Okay? Free 99. All right, on that note, enjoy this commercial, and we'll be back with the first round of our shows on the Entrepreneurship and Career Development TV, starting out with our amazing career expert, Dr. Alethia Tucker. Thank you for tuning in today. Have a great day.
Listen up, everybody. I am so excited. I just finished a course and got certified on how to start a podcast and monetize it. Thanks to my amazing instructor, Tina Ramsay. My heart right now is overwhelmed. My dreams have been fulfilled. And if you are looking to take your company to the next level, then choose the best. Tina Ramsay, owner of the CTR Network. You don't want to sleep on this. If you want to invest in yourself, start today so you can monetize your business and get what you deserve. God bless you. Don't sleep. Get it done.
Hello, everyone. Happy Thursday. Welcome to Thought for Thursday. You know that this is considered to be a part of Leveling Up the Podcast. It is the portion of the podcast that we do on Thursday nights. We come to you bringing you 15 minutes, power-packed minutes of an intriguing problem or something that we need to settle, something that we can formulate some tips and some secrets and some technique around so that we can live and be in a better place in life. As you know, we focus on the things that are pain points for us. And we talk about 5 things in particular, and we give 5 tips for how we can improve your situation, your life, your circumstance. So tonight I talked about, or the teaser that I put out there is, why is it that we as women, in particular, I'm speaking with my ladies, why is it that we frequently don't feel that we are deserving of the finer things in life? Why is that? Why do we feel that others can have it, we can admire what they have, we can appreciate what they have, but somehow there are some of us who just feel like we are not deserving of it? What's the reason behind that? I want to talk about that just a little bit tonight. and give you some tips on abandoning that way of thinking and going for the finer things in life and realizing that indeed you are deserving of them. So, why is it that we sometimes feel this way? Well, one of the first reasons, we've been conditioned to put others first. I frequently talk about how we as women, we're nurturers and providers and those who make things happen. And we frequently put other people before us. We put children before us. We put spouses before us. We put parents, you name it, the job. We will make sure that we get done whatever is necessary. And somewhere in there, we have been kind of conditioned to believe that it's appropriate to always put others first and not see ourselves as kind of being at a point where we deserve to get some of the things that we are really entitled to. From a young age, we're taught the things to do, to be caregivers to our families or friends, so forth and so on. And after years and decades of doing things like that, we just prioritize everyone but ourselves. So that is one reason behind why we feel that we're not deserving of the finer things in life. Why? What's another reason? Why we carry guilt and shame for whatever. And guilt is a very heavy burden. And it's one that many of us bear, especially when it comes to taking care of ourselves. We might think, if I do this for me, I'm being selfish, or I shouldn't spend money on that when there are other responsibilities. This guilt is what keeps us from believing that we deserve more than just the basics. Why? What's another reason? Well, we doubt our worth. And we've talked about this before. And self-worth is really something that we all struggle with at times. And society doesn't always make it easy for us, does it? Maybe we've kind of internalized messages that tell us that we're too old, or we're too old to pursue something luxurious, or we've convinced ourselves that we're not successful enough to pursue those things. Our self-worth is we often tie our self-worth to what we think we've achieved or what others think of us, rather than the fact that we simply deserve good things because we are who we are, no matter who that is. I always talk about being uniquely yourself, right? And that being just enough. What's another reason? Well, some of us, we've been taught to be modest. There's a myth that modesty means not allowing yourself to enjoy nice things. And so many of us really do feel uncomfortable acknowledging that we want more. We kind of shrink ourselves and downplay our desires, believing that modesty is really synonymous with worthiness. Well, guess what? That is a misconception, and that's definitely wrong. What's another reason? Fear of judgment. Yeah, let's face it. Sometimes we all struggle, with what we shouldn't, but frequently we struggle with what others are going to think. We're afraid of how others perceive us. We worry that if we start kind of treating ourselves to finer things, people will think we're showing off, or that we've become too full of ourselves. We've been taught to stay small, right? I mean, I'm sure a lot of us this resonates with a lot of us. We've been taught to stay small and to blend in. But guess what? As you know, whenever I bring you something and I start to pull out the reasons behind why we have some of the thoughts that we shouldn't have, I always give you tips and resources around pulling you out of that mindset and thinking in another way. So we should not be concerned. And it's easy enough to say that, right? We shouldn't be concerned with what others think. It's easier said than done. Let's talk about some things that we can do to pull us out of the mindset of thinking that we don't deserve the finer things in life. What are some of the things we can do? Well, I'll be honest, the things that I'm going to talk about, we've already discussed many of them, and definitely this one. Recognize that you have value outside of whatever role you're playing. You have value no matter what you do, who you are. Just the fact that you are you is enough to establish value for yourself. So what am I saying we should do in order to be able to recognize that? Well, you're not just a mother. You're not just a spouse. You're not just an employee. You are a whole person. And I need you to understand that with unique talents and passions and desires, you really need to consciously start focusing in on who you are. Start seeing your value as something that exists independent of those roles that you're playing. And for many of us, we play a lot of roles. You're worthy just simply because you are here, just because you are designed, put together, and here because of God. That alone is enough to help you to see exactly what I'm talking about here. So what else? What is another reason why, or something else that you can do in order to bring yourself to the point where you realize, yeah, I know that really and truly, I definitely do deserve to be entitled and deserve to see some of the things, the finer things in life. Well, one of the things that you may want to do is challenge the guilt and the shame. I already talked about the fact that we have those. Well, challenge those. Next time you feel guilty about doing something for yourself, ask yourself, well, why do I feel this way? Why do I feel that I can't do something for myself? Did somebody tell me that? Is that something I've been taught? Is it because I think that I should just, put my most valuable resources elsewhere and I'm really not deserving of them? Look at why you feel the way that you feel. And I've said already that often our guilt is really rooted in some old beliefs that really no longer serve us, things that we need to let go of and push behind us. Challenge these thoughts. That's what I want you to do. Challenge these thoughts and remind yourself, self-care and self-investment are not acts of selfishness. I'll say that again. Self-care and self-investment are not acts of selfishness. You have to start to reprogram your mind, reprogram those thoughts so that you can believe these things, even if you have to get up and tell yourself something like that every day until it really starts to go past here and to sink into your heart. Self-care, they're not selfishness, but they're really survival. They're an act of survival and of growth. What else can you do? You can treat yourself as you treat others. If you stop and think about what you do for others, how does that compare to anything that you really do for yourself? That's something to think about. We are so quick to uplift and care for people in our lives, but how often do we do that for ourselves? Let's start treating ourselves with the same kindness, the patience, the generosity that we, sometimes give those around us. Give ourselves that same love. Love ourselves, okay? Frequently, we don't love ourselves. That's a whole other conversation. And maybe we'll dedicate a whole new podcast to just that, working on loving ourselves more. This can be as simple as taking time to rest, or as extravagant as buying something you've always wanted. You determine how it is you start to pursue those finer things that probably up until now you have thought perhaps that you're really not worthy of pursuing. What else can you do to move and to change that frame of mind? Surround yourself with affirming people. Put yourself around others who believe that they are worthy of the finer things in life. Put yourself around others who are going to speak positivity and speak value to you and speak your worth to you. It's so important to have the right environment surrounding you in order to think the thoughts that are uplifting and the thoughts that you need to think. When you surround yourself in that way, you have a circle of people who celebrate you, who, thrive and congratulate your successes and encourage you to live fully. And not just, as I always say, not that mediocre life, but one that thrives. And when you have people in your life who remind you of your worth, it becomes easier to believe it. You're hearing it all the time. So it begins to sink in a little better. It really does start to take to your heart. And you start to feel, okay, I deserve some good things to come my way. And the fifth thing I want to tell you today, the fifth thing that you can do to start to change that frame of mind where you think you aren't deserving of the finer things and to think I am worthy, is to start small and build up. Sometimes we think that if we can't do the huge, major, the thing that is going to be a major, major investment, that you have to start right out of the gate doing something that is going to be absolutely monumental. And nothing can be further from the truth. You don't have to jump straight into luxury vacations and, very, very, very high end designer clothes. If you feel that might be too big right now, start with the small indulgences. Maybe take the time to spend the morning just reading, having coffee somewhere in a nice, quaint little boutique type shop or coffee shop where you can just spend quality time with yourself, or a special dinner that you've been eyeing with someone or by yourself, whichever thing you feel is going to bring you the value that you deserve. And as you get more comfortable with the idea of treating yourself, you'll find that your belief in your own worth really will begin to grow. And that's what we want to do. We want to begin to grow and believe that we are worthy of these things. We can pursue the finer things in life. We do have value, and we are worthy of pursuing those things that perhaps we have just been focused on making sure that others have. All right? So that's it. Like you probably knew when you came into this, you knew I was going to say, you're worthy of those finer things. Go ahead and start working on changing that mindset. The finer things in life aren't just for the others. All right? That's what we've been getting at here. They're for you too. You deserve to embrace them, not because you've earned them by working yourself into oblivion or, working your fingers to the bone, but because you are inherently worthy, because of who you are. You are a king's kid. You are worthy of good. You are worthy of better. You are worthy of best. And it's time to believe that, to live it, and to unapologetically pursue that, because you do deserve it. All right? So yeah, go for those finer things. Know that you're definitely worthy of them. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Remember, you are awesome, wonderful, just the way you are. You have been uniquely designed and built for a purpose that only you can fulfill. Go out, work, understand, do what's necessary to move in that purpose, to live a purposeful life, one that thrives, one that abandons mediocrity, and one that pursues the finer things in life. Why? Because you are worthy of them. So go for it. Again, thanks so much for listening in. You can find all of the Thought for Thursday tapings on my YouTube channel, and I will also be placing them on the podcast channels as well. So go out, be audaciously, boldly, confidently yourself, because guess what? You are the best person to be that. We need your imprint, that unique imprint that only you have. Go out and touch something, make it better for you, make it better for those around you. Go for the finer things in life. You deserve them. All right. Have a great rest of the day, the evening, whatever time, the morning you are watching this. And thanks so much for tuning in.
Hello there. My name is Tiffany Bell, and I am with Nonprofit CEO. I specialize in helping nonprofits to grow. I had the honor and pleasure of connecting with Tina Ramsay last year through the Success Women's Conference. Since then, I've appeared on her show several times. And as a result of that, I have really been able to connect to some really great entrepreneurs and nonprofit professionals that are part of her network. So for those of you who are not aware, Tina is a certified VCM coach. Now, when I first heard that, I was like, VCM, what does that stand for? But once she explained it to me, I was like, oh, it makes perfect sense. So for anybody that knows Tina, she's all about visibility. She's all about connection, and she's all about helping people create a source of income through monetization. And so again, Tina is just really good at what she does. If you've not connected with Tina, if you've seen her show or heard her podcast and you're thinking about connecting with her, I highly, highly, highly recommend it. As a result of my connections with Tina, she has helped me with recruitment of speakers for my upcoming event. She's also helped me to recruit several authors for a few of the book projects that I have had the opportunity to produce in this past year. And all in all, Tina's just a really great person, that she's genuine in helping entrepreneurs in reaching their goals. So again, if you have not connected with Tina, be sure that you do. The Tina Ramsay Show is definitely a great venue for you to connect with other entrepreneurs, to connect with other individuals that are going to be interested in your service or your project. This is Tiffany Bell. Again, you are watching and listening to the Tina Ramsay Show, and I look forward to being able to connect with you again.
I'm here to help pull them out of darkness into God's marvelous light, because I had to forgive my father. After I was wounded and hurt from what he did to my mother, I moved to Atlanta, Georgia. I'm in North Carolina, was born and raised. I moved there. My husband went to law school, and while I was there, that's when I gave my life to the Lord with a young lady that was 19 years old that witnessed to me. And after I got saved, God told me that I had to go back and forgive my father. And if I didn't, I would go to hell. And at the time, I was very faithful in the church, paying my tithes and offering. I was on different committees. I was living to save life. But the Lord revealed to me, no matter what your works are, it's not moving me until you forgive your father and you forgive others. If I forgave you, you're going to have to forgive him. So the Lord, my husband put me in the car, and he took me back to Charlotte to find my father. I found out where he was living, and I found out where he worked. Little did I know he really wasn't living in the place somebody told me, because when I met him, he was in an abandoned car. When I asked his boss where he was, he said he's in the back behind the building. He lives in cars. And I said, what do you mean he lives in cars? He said, well, he doesn't have anywhere to live. And I broke down when the man told me that, even before I seen him. So when he finally came around the corner out of a car, I didn't even recognize him.
Aluva Life Greens actually started for me when I was 23 years old. I went out and bought a $400 industrial juicer, and I started juicing every single week. And I hated it. It took so much time, it cost money, and it was a process. That's when I started making the Life Greens product. It truly is the one drink that you should take every day for the rest of your life.
My name is Amy, and I absolutely love fitness. I'm a licensed cosmetologist and a professional makeup artist. Eating healthy is not the easiest thing. We get so busy in our lives, it's really hard to take the time to eat healthy and to eat right. My absolute favorite thing about this product is that they combine reds, greens, and probiotics in one mix. You put it in your water and you shake it up, and voila, it's so easy and it tastes amazing. You'll feel a difference. Then you start believing that you really can change and that you can actually feel better.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Tina Ramsay Show. I am so happy to be with you today, especially with today's featured guest. When you think of the words authentic, prayer, trauma, transformational, healer, these are the words that describes today's guest, Dr. Connie Green. She is driven by her passion for spiritual healing and deliverance. She has ministered nationwide, sharing her powerful journey of overcoming struggles and then thriving. As a certified life coach, Christian counselor and author of 3 books, everyone. Dr. Connie empowers amazing women survivors to surpass their traumas through forgiveness, confidence strategies, and spiritual enlightenment. So today, without further ado, I'd like to bring on someone who I'd like to affectionately call Mama Connie. Let's bring on Dr. Connie Green to the Tina Ramsay Show. Welcome.
Welcome. Thank you so much. That's a good welcome. Thank you so much, Dr. Tina Ramsay. I'm so excited to be on this show today. I just can't hardly stand it. Let me calm down. That was a wonderful introduction. Thank you so much. You didn't have to do that, but you did. I appreciate it.
Oh, yes, yeah. But listen, I want to go even longer, but due to time, and we had to cut it a little short. But I really love what you do and how you help us through the power of forgiveness. Many times we go through so many different things in our life. And the fact that you took your story of trauma and tragedy and you turned it into purpose and power. And then you took it another step with helping other women learning how to maneuver our way through our past traumas. So could you just tell the audience a little bit about you, who you are, and why you do what you do?
Well, of course, Dr. Tina, I certainly will. And again, I'd like to thank you so much for allowing me to even be on your broadcast. This is a powerful woman of God, you guys, and I just feel so privileged that you all are here today. A little bit about my backstory is I grew up on welfare in a violent, drug-addicted home where my father beat my mother on a regular basis. And when I was 15, I was also molested by a family member. And when I was 15 as well, my father killed my mother with a single gunshot wound to her stomach. And in one day, or 1 second, as I often call it, I call it one day because it was a terrible day when it happened. But in a few short seconds, I lost my father to prison. I lost my mother to death. I lost my siblings because we were split up in all different directions after my death of my mother. And so I was left alone with nobody to turn to, and I was on a collision course. I began to drink alcohol. I began to dabble in a little bit of drugs, and I did everything I could to kill myself because I could not take the pain of the loss of so many people in my life, my sister, my dad, my mom. And I was left there at 15 years old in junior high school, still having to go to school. And I was just miserable and I just didn't know what to do. But after all of that stuff happened to me, a few years later, I met the love of my life, which I have been married to for over 49 years, will be 50 years next year. And he helped balance me. And I began to change my ways. And a young lady at my job one day witnessed to me about the goodness of Jesus. And I rejected her for several weeks. Then she bribed me. She said, if you go to church with me, I would buy you a steak dinner. I laughed at her in her face. And I said, oh, you're going to buy me a steak dinner just to go to your church? And I was just real mean and just the type of person that didn't make friends, and didn't want to be bothered. So she just gave me love, and I felt the love of God that I never felt before. The short part of the story is I did go to that young lady's church, and I did give my life to God, and God transformed my life, and the rest is history. And what I do today is the reason. What I do today and the reason why I do what I do, because I want to save every woman I can out of hell and out of bitterness and anger and rage and drug addiction, to let them know that you don't have to live that way, that God can transform your life and you can live your best life, and not only your best life, but you can live a victorious life and move forward and go back and reach others and pull them back in.
That is so powerful because, like you said, all of this, when you think of being a teenager by itself is not an easy undergoing, because you're in that area of life where you're not quite grown, but you're close to it. But then you're trying to find your identity. And in that midst of trying to find your identity, your identity was lost because you lost your mom, you lost your father, you lost your family and your siblings. And so we laughing at it now with dealing with the steak dinner, because the thing that dinner was something that actually was the compass to help you to go to get some help.
That's right. A steak dinner, because I hadn't had a steak dinner. I don't think I ever had a steak dinner at that time, because my mother and father couldn't afford to give us steak dinners. And so, although I was out on my own, I couldn't afford to go to the steak house. So I, ate the stuff that I normally would eat, would be pig feet, some type of pork, chicken, the cheap meats and stuff. That's what I was used to eating. So when she said that, I laughed at her and I said, okay, then if you want to spend your money on me to take me to church with you, I said, I don't know why you're taking me, because, I'm not getting saved, but, I'm going to go ahead and go because you asked me to go. So I went there. And when I went to her church, when I tell you, God showed up in a way that I never felt in my life. And I get emotional when I think about it, because if it wasn't for her witnessing to me, I don't know where I would be, Sister Tina. I wouldn't be here. I really believe I would be dead, because I literally wanted to die. That's the pain I felt inside in my heart. I didn't want to be there, but she seen something in me and she loved me. I often tell people she loved the hell out of me. And even when I went back to work with her, although I had the transformation, I wasn't totally delivered. And she began to minister to me about the Holy Spirit, the importance of having the Holy Spirit in my life, because he would guide me into where I need to go when I get weak. And that young lady, she was 19 years old and I was 23 at the time. And she witnessed to me, and I was very rude to her because she worked right next to me. And she would always talk to me about Jesus, and I would just cut off and say, stop talking to me about your Jesus. I'm not interested. And so when I went to her church, I even cracked on and told her, I said, I don't go to white people church. They can't sing. I was just rude. But the grace of God knew my heart. He seen something in me that I didn't see. He seen that I was going to be helping amazing women survivors overcome life disappointments and childhood trauma. And so that's who I am today. And that's who I fight for. And that's what my purpose is on this earth today, to pull women out of hell and give them the life that they deserve.
When I think of your story, it reminds me of the Apostle Paul before he became the Apostle Paul, when he was Saul.
Yes, I was Saul.
He used to persecute God's people.
Yes.
And he was doing a good thing because he was so hurt. He thought he was doing a good thing. And then all of a sudden, God, he used him. And his name got changed to Paul once he became a Christian. And you see how much work he did for his brothers and sisters throughout the Bible. But when you look at how he started, you can't imagine a person like that. A true follower. And so with you comparing that story in the Bible to you, and you mentioned how, and I can't imagine you being mean and being abrasive. I just can't imagine you being like that. And so to know that she saw something in you, like God saw something in all, just by all of us, whether we decide to act or not. And now you're making it your life ministry to, I would say, unlock that in so many other women who are struggling. So when you think about this, who are you? We know you're helping women, but who are you living your life to impact on a larger scale? Because I know that you're a servant leader first. I already know that. So who are you looking for? Who are you helping? For the women who may be watching this broadcast that may feel like you're not for them, because I know sometimes we get afraid. We may be going through an abusive relationship. We may be or know a friend, and we just don't think that anybody can help us out of this situation, especially a complete stranger. So what are some things that you do to help the women? Because you're certified. It's not just like you're a coach just running around here. You're a certified life coach and a Christian counselor. So tell the women how you're going to help them.
People that have experienced trauma, people that are still living their life to the best of their ability, but they keep going back to the places of the hurt and the pain that they go through. I'm here to help people that are not saved, that don't know God, and needs to know that he's real, need to know that he can help you no matter what situation you've been in, no matter what situation that you're going through, no matter what you've done in life. God is there to heal the wounded soul. I'm here as a pastor's wife and a pastor. I've been serving in ministry for over 40 years, and I've seen the loss. I have actually evangelized. The young lady that witnessed to me and I laughed at her and I was mean to Christians when they came back, I was that Paul. And now I evangelize the world, people that I see that need God. I have patience with those that don't know God. When they laugh, when they talk about me, I have the love of God that he's given me. I'm here to help those that are angry and have not forgiven those that have hurt them and have trespassed against them, and they're walking around in bitterness. I'm here to help pull them out of darkness into God's marvelous light, because I had to forgive my father. After I was wounded and hurt from what he did to my mother, I moved to Atlanta, Georgia. I'm in North Carolina, was born and raised. I moved there. My husband went to law school, and while I was there, that's when I gave my life to the Lord with a young lady that was 19 years old that witnessed to me. And after I got saved, God told me that I had to go back and forgive my father. And if I didn't, I would go to hell. And at the time, I was very faithful in the church, paying my tithes and offering. I was on different committees. I was living the saved life. But the Lord revealed to me, no matter what your works are, it's not moving me until you forgive your father and you forgive others. If I forgave you, you're going to have to forgive him. So the Lord, my husband put me in the car, and he took me back to Charlotte to find my father. I found out where he was living, and I found out where he worked. Little did I know he really wasn't living in the place somebody told me, because when I met him, he was in an abandoned car. When I asked his boss where he was, he said he's in the back behind the building. He lives in cars. And I said, what do you mean he lives in cars? He said, well, he doesn't have anywhere to live. And I broke down when the man told me that, even before I seen him. So when he finally came around the corner out of a car, I didn't even recognize him. He was a very good-looking man, light-skinned with gray eyes. And I'm of a Jewish heritage, so his father was a Jew. He married my granddad married a black lady, so he's actually half Jew as well. So you can imagine how good-looking he was. But when I seen him, I didn't recognize him because he was black as smut. And he walked up to me and he said, somebody said you need to see me. And I said, yes. I said, I'm Connie. I said, your daughter, do you remember who I am? And he said, no, I don't know who you is. And he looked at me again, and I said, Daddy, I forgive you for killing Mama. And every time I get that story, I get emotional, because I began to cry. He began to cry. It was like a light just turned on in his head. He had mental illnesses during those times after he killed my mom, and I didn't know it. I was, in Atlanta evangelizing people, leading people to God, and little did I know my father was homeless. And when I forgave him, it was like a load just lifted off of me. I can't explain it. All I know is I was free. I took my daddy out of the streets and took care of him till he died. Me and my husband preached his funeral, and we paid for his funeral. I just want to teach people the power of love. That's who I am. Let it go. Forgive. Sit yourself free. Sit those free that has wounded you. Forgive those that have hurt you. It's not worth your life. You can be happy. You can be free. You can forgive. If I did, you can too. That's why I'm here on this earth. I have a mandate from God. He's been so good to me. That's why I've been saved for 40-some years. I don't play no games with God. I live the life that the Bible teaches us. Not perfect by no means, but I do everything that I can to make sure I please him and not man. God is good all the time, and all the time God is good.
Yes, he is. And on that note, we're going to take a commercial break from our sponsors, which is community.com and Settle Sharp. So we'll be back after these commercial breaks.
Wow, you're amazing at dancing. Did you take classes for that?
No, I taught myself.
Teaching dancing lessons could be a great way for you to share your expertise and earn an income doing what you love.
Really? How can I do that?
Just use the community app. You can create a class there, set the location, and people in the area get notified. They can sign up and pay for the class right on the app.
Whoa, that's great. I'm going to download the community app and create a class right away. So excited to teach you all some new dancing moves.
Does this resonate with you? Has a company ripped you off in the past? SettleShark is changing how consumers get money back from companies. SettleShark assists consumers during the entire process, from beginning to end. Our process is simple, convenient, affordable, and powerful. You're in control. We are here to help you. Contact us today at www.settleshark.com or call 1-888-704-0708.
So just like that, we are back. So I want you to go quickly to the Apple Store or the Google Play Store and download the community app. If you have any skills that you do and you teach, this app is free for you to use, and it utilizes an amazing, safe way for your ideal client to connect with you. You just download the community app, select what type of class you want to teach, and put it out on the app. It will notify people within a 10-mile radius. And if they want to take your class, they book it, you get paid, and everybody, it's a win-win situation. No longer will your guests get lost trying to get to your event because the GPS will lead them straight to you from the community app. And if you are a consumer that has been battling with rental problems or dealing with cell phone issues or so much more, and you want to get your money back, SettleShark has taken that for the consumer, getting you justice, being able to be the voice for you. They have an effective way to create demand letters so that those businesses will take notice and give you your money back. They also now is utilizing a DIY process where you do not have to do anything. You just put in your claim, and SettleShark with their amazing team will take care of all the work for you. So make sure to check out SettleShark.com today. And so before the commercial break, we were speaking with Dr. Connie Green, who is an amazing woman of God and also a woman of courage. She shares her inspirational story unapologetically, sharing her journey of forgiveness. Many of us, we help so many people, but yet we are plagued with the weight on our heart and our spirit because we have not forgiven ones who have passed, caused trauma to us. So she is on a personal mission, on a mandate to help women all over the world be able to unlock this hidden trauma, be able to free yourself, and be able to find your way to have a relationship with God. So on that, let me bring her back on to the stage. Welcome back to the show, Dr. Connie. Thank you so much for sharing your story. And so before we went to commercial break, you shared how you didn't even recognize your dad when you saw him. You had no idea that he was in the condition that he was in, and you had no idea that after he actually shot your mama with one gunshot wound to her stomach, that at the age of 15, when you were 15, you had no idea that he started battling mental illness from that time onward. And so I thought it was very ironic that when you first saw him initially, and I could literally see it as you described the story, that you saw him because you said he was a fair-skinned man with gray eyes, and he was dark. You were like, who is this? And then secondly, you said, hey, I'm Connie, and he did not recognize that. But when you said this right here, I forgive you, Daddy, that powerful word of forgiveness,
it broke it. Broke it.
And then tears of redemption and forgiveness. And then you did something remarkable. You took him in. You took care of him. You provide a home, a safety net, because he had no home. So what made you say, because you could have just went there and just forgave him and found housing for him, or did nothing other than giving him your forgiveness. But what made you decide to take it a step further and say, not only am I going to forgive my father, but I'm going to open my home to my father, although he took the life of my mother? What was the mindset? And your husband also allowed him to come into your home as well. So what mindset, why did you decide to do that? Because all you had to do was forgive. The Bible says forgive. You took it to another step. So what made you do that way?
Dr. Tina, was nothing but the love of God. It was the love of God that compelled me to love him back. God had been so good to me I couldn't do nothing but help my father out, because he helped me. I was in a terrible state. I was, diagnosed also with depression, anxiety. I tried to kill myself 3 times. And when I got saved, God just transformed my life. And I just began to love everybody and anybody that had ever hurt me. The people that raped, the guy that raped me, I forgave him. The family member that molested me, I forgave him. Those that talked mean to me and was angry with me and bitterness that I felt because they treated me so bad after I moved in with other people after the death of my mother. It was hard sometimes, but I kept going. After I gave my life to the Lord, I was willing to do it. So when I took him off the street, it was actually me and my 2 sisters that really helped him, because even though he came out of the street, he never would stay with any one of us except my older sister, which was by his first wife. He had been married twice. So finally, my older sister that was by my father's first wife, he felt safer with her because he knew he had killed our mothers. It was 5 of us too. He married my mother was the second mother. He married her, and it was 5 of us through that union. He also had 6 from his first wife. So he ended up actually living with my stepsister. But I was the one responsible for taking him off the street and getting him rehabilitated and making sure he had a good place to live. But I did, keep in contact and visit him he finally had to go to the nursing home because they could no longer take care of him as he got older, and I was able to go visit him as well. So I really, when I say I totally forgave him, it was nothing but the power of God. It was nothing, not that I was so strong and I was able to do it because I was so holy and thou. No, it was nothing like that. It was truly the miracle of God, the power that compelled me. He totally delivered me when I gave up the ghost of anger and bitterness. And I said, Daddy, I forgive you. Soon as I said those words, the Spirit of God just rested on me, and the heaviness just left immediately. And the power of love came into my spirit. And since then, I'm the same way. I'm able to forgive people no matter what they do to me. And people have done some horrific things to me over my life. But I have learned to cry for about 2 weeks and then get up off my knees, dry my tears, and keep it going. You got to just keep it going.
Wow. And so what I'm hearing on today is not only the power of forgiveness, but also you develop and you cultivate it. It's a skill. It's not something that naturally comes. And so when I think about what you do and how you do it, you're not only helping these women build confidence, you're not only helping them find God, you're not only helping them to identify the hurt and pain and tackle it head on, but most importantly, you helping them, giving them skills. So even if another tragedy happened in their lives, they have the skills that they work through this process over and over again, because you can't control what other people do. You can have the best intentions, you can do everyone rights, the disability, you would think everyone would do you right, be reciprocated, but that's not always the case. Absolutely. And so teaching them all those skills, that is transformational in itself. So with that being said, I know that you're an author of 3 books. So tell us about your books. Why did you decide to write them and what they're about?
Okay. Well, my very first book, after I had the transformation with my father, I went to seminary and I studied on mental health because he had some health issues. And I realized I had health issues because I had an anger problem, and I was always just get mad and just throw things and be hollering and screaming and acting crazy. And then I would be happy-go-lucky for 2 or 3 weeks, and then something would happen and I would revert back. So when I went to seminary and I took the classes in the counseling, I started studying on depression, anxiety, and those type of things. And I got really encouraged about the coursework that I was doing, because I was really pretty much seeing my own self and my family, those that deal with mental illness, and other friends that I had been around over life. I kind of tried to diagnose some of the people that used to be angry and mad and want to fight all the time and want to shoot and kill folk. I started finding out, well, wait a minute. And most of this was a Black community. So I said, no wonder the Black community is so angry all the time, because we've never gotten help from the trauma that we have come up against. So once I went through that, I had to do my program where you have to do your thesis. And when I did my thesis, I picked mental health, and I did that and went through school with that, and was able to diagnose my own self and got some help for myself as well as others that I've been working with over the years. And so that's why I got excited about the possibility that people can truly be healed and totally delivered from forgiveness and bitterness and anger and rage if they go through the process that the Lord gave me. The Lord actually gave me the process of how to get totally delivered from my father, and I did it and it worked. So that's the process that I teach other women that come into my program.
That's amazing. So he pretty much gave you the blueprint to forgiveness success.
Right. Yes, ma'am.
He gave you the blueprint. So now you're just duplicating what you know that worked with you. Absolutely. And you're using that to help other women. So thank you for that. And you're right, within not just saying that other communities don't experience trauma, because we know that everybody from every race can experience trauma.
Absolutely.
But I have noticed with our community going all the way back just from slavery alone.
Absolutely.
It's so much we have never talked about, we have never addressed. And then you go into the individual families with these old sayings that families say, what happened in this house stays in this house.
In the house.
That goes somewhere. No.
Don't even take me there.
Listen. What goes on? I'm like, that is not something that goes on in my house. I'm like, we don't say that in this house. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna get some help.
Absolutely.
But I remember growing up and hearing those sayings from some of the older people in the family. This is family stuff. This is family. No, this didn't happen to you. This happened to me.
To me, that's right.
This happened to me, and I got to learn how to deal with this. And so,
the first book is When Love Heals, and that was my thesis. And so the Lord told me to take my thesis and turn it into a book. And so I tell my story of the rage and the anger that I had, the hatred I had for my daddy. I became the type of person was an introvert in birth, but I became even deeper and darker as an introvert. Didn't have many friends, maybe 1 or 2 friends, and it was just hard for me to bounce back. And so when I really started getting into the church thing, I moved back to Charlotte and found a fabulous church, and I had a wonderful pastor that really did a lot of teaching in biblical training. Learned a lot of that and learned the techniques and things of how I could read scriptures and comprehend them and be able to walk them out as the scriptures say, and they would work for me. So that's one reason why I wrote the first book, because I was able to forgive my father through the precepts and examples that I was taught in Bible school and as well as seminary. And so I took some of those same things that I was taught and learned, and also I added other stuff on it that the Lord told me, which was my diet. It's very important to change your diet and eat the right things, and then you have to exercise. You have to have a very good attitude, far as not being negative all the time, but be positive. So I had to learn to retrain my brain, and you can actually retrain your brain by having positive things in your mind, thinking about them instead of negative things. So I started doing that for several months, and then all of a sudden I was able to rewire my brain and be able to have positive thoughts instead of negative thoughts coming in my way. When negative things were coming my way, I knew how to crush them by pleading the blood of Jesus and then putting something positive in my mind and speak it out loud into the atmosphere. And so that really, really worked for me. And it still works for a lot of people today, because now they have done the research and they have actually said that those things do work if you continually talk and speak and think positive things, that you can heal your mind. And so I was able to heal my mind. And so that's what I teach other people. So the second book is When Love, first one was When Love Hurts. The second was When Love Heals. And that talks about love, the importance of loving and forgiveness, and how you can really, once you forgive and you love people, no matter who they are, what they do, and just keep loving and have the spirit of love on you, then God can change and transform your life as well. And he has definitely done that for me. The third book is When Love Heals, the ugly spirit of jealousy. The Lord gave me that book because for years, when I was down and out and poor, I had a bunch of friends. But as you start elevating in life and start getting blessed, you start getting the nice cars, the nice homes, the education, the clothes, you know, the notoriety, people begin to be jealous of you. And so I had to fight that all my life. It could be that you look better than somebody think they need to be looking. Maybe you're light skinned and they dark skinned. They don't like the color of your hair because it's blonde. I've went through so many things in life where people were so jealous of me and hated me for no reason. And I've always been the type of person that loved people and pour back into people's lives. But I noticed that jealousy is an ugly spirit. So I did research on that and I lived it. So I wrote a book on that. And in that book talks about teaching people that are tempted to be jealous, what they should not be doing and how they can get delivered. On the other part, I teach people that have been abused because other people have been jealous of them, to how they can forgive those and move forward. So that is my third book that I'm coming out actually this year, to be out in a couple of months. So that is When Love Heals, the ugly spirit of jealousy, because it is ugly. And now it's even more so than ever. All over the news, you hear how people are killing people for no reason because they were jealous. The young lady that was killed, I think overseas at the I can't remember the area that it was at, but it was allegedly her friends killed her. I can't say they did because I don't know. I can't legally say that. But from what all the news people were saying, a lot of people were jealous of her. Her friends were jealous of her. And at the end, she ended up losing her life. So this is a real strong demon, a demonic demon that people need to get delivered from. Those that have it need to get delivered. Those that are experiencing need to forgive and get away from people that are jealous of them, because it's as cruel as the grave, which basically means they can kill you spiritually, psychologically, and mentally. So it's best to leave those type of friendships alone and then hang with people that that love you and celebrate you and not tolerate you.
Exactly. So I absolutely love the series. So the series is When Love Hurts, When Love Heals, and Combating the Ugly Spirit of Jealousy, which I think are all things that we need, especially in the now, because it has been a different type of environment, a different type of world ever since we've been going
right after COVID.
COVID. It's right. People are so angry.
So angry.
So violent. And I'm not saying the entire world, but on a global scale. I'm not saying everybody, that's what I'm saying. But I'm just saying on a global scale, you hear more violence, you hear about more killings, you just hear about people just on the edge.
Yeah, there's no love. I mean, we don't have love in America like we used to. And we got to get that back. And that's another reason why I'm here to teach it, to preach it. They're pouring to people to show them that they don't have to be bitter, that they can keep moving and be happy and love, regardless of what people do to you, because that's what the Bible teaches. And if we just go back to the good book, I mean, it's right there, but we're not living it. It's sad. I see so much every day you hear on the news where somebody's killed somebody for no reason, just crazy stuff. And then road rage. Like yesterday when I was driving and I was changing lanes, a guy came in over me and almost hit me, cussed me out, stuck his finger out, like he wanted to jump on me and fight. And I'm going, are you serious? Are you really serious? Like, I'm gonna get out and fight you? Really? So I just let him go ahead, baby. Go ahead.
Exactly. And so that's
It's
what we have to
crazy.
do more so now today than ever before, because you never know what's in a person's mind. They may be looking for a person to react so they can have a
Exactly.
cause to kill you.
They're looking for a fight. And that's what he was doing. You're absolutely right, Sister Tina. I mean, Dr. Tina, because he was looking like he was wanting me to fight. He kept saying stuff, and trying to nag me on to get me angry. And thank God my husband was in there too with me, and he was so, perturbed. He said, "I just cannot believe this." And he said, "Don't look at him, honey. Just keep driving. Don't look at him," because he could have fueled him in his anger because he was hollering at his wife. But that's how the enemy is. He tries everything he can to try to make us go to the next level. But if we're believers in Christ, we don't go there with that kind of behavior. We got to learn how to turn it off. Not saying that we don't get mad, we don't get angry, but you can't do what others do. And because the enemy, he's picking those fights so he can kill you, so he can make your life look miserable and let people talk about you and say, "Oh, I thought she was this way, and look at her now. I thought she was the same. Look what she did," because they try to edge you on for a fight. But we don't have to go there. You can really control yourself and your emotions by not going that way and choose to do the right things.
That is so true. And so with that being said, a little birdie told me that you have a show called Wisdom Tips.
I wonder who that little birdie was.
Birdie just told me. Okay.
Yeah.
So tell us about, because many people may be listening to you and they're inspired and they want to know how they can learn more from you. So can you tell us about your show, Wisdom Tips, and why you decided to name it such, and where can people tune in to your show?
Yes, you can. My show is called Wisdom Tips with Dr. Connie Green. And I come on every Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the CTR Media Network. And so I do that because I was trained by Dr. Tina Ramsay. She trained me on how to be a podcaster. And I'm able to go out and share about the goodness of the Lord. And the reason I call my broadcast Wisdom Tips is because the Bible says wisdom is the principal thing, and all that get an understanding. And I always add when I close out, so you can live a victorious life. So, wisdom is talked about in the Bible and Proverbs. And the Bible tells us that wisdom is even greater than money, silver, or gold. And so he asked Solomon, what did he want? And Solomon said, he wanted to be able to have wisdom to go in and out, but be among the people to serve them. And so with that, God said, because you didn't ask for riches, gold, silver, and all of that, he said, I will give you everything that you need. And the Bible tells us that he was the number one man for wisdom, and people all over the world would give him money and things because they wanted to know his wisdom. So in order to get delivered from anger, to get delivered from fear, depression, anxiety, all the emotional baggage that we have sometime in our life, you have to have some wisdom to live the right life, to choose and have wisdom. Choose that you're not going to be that way, that you don't want that attribute in your spirit or your heart. And get on your knees and pray. You got to have the wisdom to learn that you need to know God and know his word and to know what you need to do. In the Bible, it tells us everything. It's an open Bible. It's our map. It's a roadmap for life. So when we get wisdom, we can learn from God, and then we can live our life that way. When you live the life of a person with wisdom, you don't make the same mistakes that other people make. Okay, now it's a lot of people. Wisdom is different from intelligence. It's a lot of intelligent people out there that just could blow your mind because they know so much, and they're so gifted, and they got 3 or 4 degrees, and everybody look up to them and they reference them, and rightly so, because they went to school. But a lot of those educated people that has got a whole lot of intelligence don't have no wisdom. Oh, I'm talking good. You got to have the wisdom of God. It's supernatural, and you don't get it unless God give it to you. When I read that book of Proverbs and I found out what Solomon did and asked God for wisdom, that's what I did. I prayed and asked God for wisdom. I fasted and asked God for wisdom. I sought his face and I was serious about it, and God gave me wisdom. And if it had not been for the wisdom of God, I would not be here today. I would have still been hating my father. I probably would still been messing with drugs and being an alcoholic. I would have still been out in those streets and doing what I wanted to do, and then definitely wouldn't have been saved. But the Lord gave me the wisdom I asked for, and now when God gives you wisdom, it's almost like a spirit of discernment. A lot of people say, I have the spirit of discernment. Yeah, that is also a gift that God can give us. But you also can have a gift of wisdom. When you can see when something is going to happen, even before it happens. You can see if it's somebody you need to deal with or somebody you shouldn't, because the Spirit of God will let you know. So wisdom is very important. I mean, it's the attribute that everyone needs to have a successful life and to be rich and wealthy. And I don't believe in seeking God's face just to be rich or wealthy. Don't get me wrong. You can be rich and wealthy in your mindset and in the life that you live and in the character that you live. So many ways that you can just read the scriptures and learn from that. And if you go to Proverbs and you read if you can read, I think it's 30 chapters in Proverbs. If you read each chapter every day, you will be surprised how much you would know about wisdom. And then you'll hopefully want to learn and desire to have wisdom. And the Bible says, if you want wisdom, ask of God. So that's what I did, and that's what you can do. Wisdom is very important. That's why I have a show called Wisdom Tips.
I agree with you 1,000%. And it is a great difference between intelligence and wisdom. And very few people have both. You either have one or the other, but some walk around, they have both, because it's very hard, just like I said, for a rich man to go through a needle
of the eye of a camel.
It's very sometimes hard for a very intelligent person to accept the wisdom of God, because it's not something that they can all the time touch, see, and feel.
Amen.
You know, and so wisdom is something that's going to take you through moments that there is no roadmap.
No roadmap.
And so wisdom is something very, very beautiful. And if you have wisdom, please don't squander it. Please don't take it for granted.
Take it for granted.
It's something that most people don't have. So if you notice that you have the spirit of discernment, the spirit of wisdom, and use it in the right way, it's because people can use their gifts and use them badly. We want you to use them in the right way. Okay.
Absolutely.
So this has been an amazing pleasure having you today, Dr. Connie, on the TTR Media Show. You guys, I want you guys to make sure that you stay connected with Dr. Connie Green. You can follow her on all social media platforms, all podcasting platforms, as well as CTR Media Network. You can also, from CTR Media Network, go and click on her logo for Wisdom Tips for her show. You will also go from there and click her store feature. It will take you to her website where you can purchase her books, where you can get her consultations, all the things that is about Dr. Connie Green and what she does. You can go to CTR Media Network up under her part of the website, which is Wisdom Tips, and go ahead and book your consultation, purchase your book, and reach out. If you're a person struggling with forgiveness, you're a person struggling with trauma, you're a person struggling with just feeling like you're worthy, okay, having depression, all the things that she just discussed in today's interview, you can literally go, and this is why she's here on this earth, to help you work through all of that you're going through. You're not alone anymore, okay? You don't have to fight this alone anymore. So reach out to Dr. Connie Green, you guys. This has been such an amazing time. I'm going to thank you for coming.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you so much, Dr. Tina, for having me. God bless you.
You too. It was indeed my pleasure. So you guys, if no one told you this today, that they love you, I do. And I want you to know that regardless of what's happening around you, I want you to do what? I want you to keep smiling. Until next time, we'll see you later. Bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, so at this time, we are welcoming author, podcast, businesswoman, coach, podcast influencer, Coach Tina Ramsay.
What up, family? CTR Media Network. Yeah. Best in the biz. Yeah. Join the team. CTR is who we are, the media network, that's the best by far. Whether you listen at your home, at your job, in your car, come get the information that's needed above par, never lasting. Motivational podcasting, giving you the answers to the questions that you're asking. Serious talks and topics, how to come up and profit, how to better yourself, your health is here. We got it, reaching 350 million, they tuning in. We in 50 different countries, we all can. And like-minded, find your purpose and your assignment. Come get your fix, your feel, your mental alignment. Get active and speak to the masses. Build your influence all levels and all classes. Now you know you can monetize and grow. CTR Media Network, start the show. CTR Media Network. CTR Media Network. CTR Media Network. CTR Media Network. CTR is who we are. The media network that's the best by far, you know. CTR Media Network. CTR Media Network. Better yourself, your health is here. We got it. Reaching 350 million, they tuning in. We in 50 different countries, we all can. And like-minded, find your purpose and your assignment. Come get your fix, your feel, your mental alignment. Get active and speak to the masses. Build your influence all levels and all classes. Now you know you can monetize and grow. CTR Media Network, start the show. CTR Media Network. CTR Media Network. CTR Media Network. CTR Media Network. CTR is who we are. The media network that's the best by far, you know. CTR Media Network. CTR Media Network.
Look, the internet's a crowded place, millions vying for attention. It's a digital jungle out there with everyone trying to make their mark. How do you stand out? Trust, plain and simple. It's the foundation of any meaningful online presence. People buy from people they trust, brands they believe in. It's about connection, building relationships that matter. Without trust, you're just another voice in the void, lost in the noise, no impact, no influence, no sales. Harsh but true. Building trust takes time, consistency, authenticity. It's a journey, not a destination. It's a marathon, not a sprint. Patience and perseverance are key. Think of it like this. Trust is your online currency. It's what keeps your digital economy thriving. The more you have, the richer you are. Rich in engagement, rich in influence, rich in sales. Invest wisely. Nurture it and watch your online presence flourish.
People can smell BS a mile away, especially online. Don't fake it. Be yourself. Show your personality, your flaws, your passions. Vulnerability is strength. Share your story, the good, the bad, the ugly. People connect with stories. They relate to struggles. They celebrate victories. Be relatable. Be human. Be authentic. Transparency is key. Be upfront about your brand, your values, your methods. Don't hide behind fancy marketing jargon. Speak their language. Be real.
Take a look at the big dogs, the influencers who are absolutely crushing it in the digital world. They're not just selling a product. They're selling themselves, their brand, their personality, their story, their why, their passion. Look at Casey Neistat. Raw, unfiltered, real. His content is a reflection of his life. He built an empire on authenticity. Or take Emma Chamberlain, relatable, funny, and incredibly down-to-earth. Millions of followers connect with her honesty and genuine personality. These influencers built trust by being themselves, by sharing their journey, their highs and lows, by engaging with their audience consistently and meaningfully. They're not afraid to be vulnerable, to show their flaws and struggles. That's real influence. That's what resonates.
Section 4, Building Your Empire Actionable Strategies. First things first, consistency is king. Without consistency, your efforts will be scattered and ineffective. Show up every day, provide value, engage with your audience, build relationships that last. It's not a one-way street. Interaction is key. Create high-quality content that educates, entertains, or inspires. Make sure it resonates with your audience. Know your audience. Speak their language. Solve their problems. Be their go-to expert. Engage, engage, engage. Consistent engagement builds trust. Respond to comments, answer questions, run polls, host live Q&As. These interactions make your audience feel valued. Show your audience you care, that you're listening, that you're human. Authenticity goes a long way in building a loyal following.
Section 5, Social Proof, the ultimate trust hack. Word of mouth is everything. Online, it's called social proof. Testimonials, reviews, endorsements. People trust people, especially if they're like them. Encourage your customers to leave reviews. Showcase positive testimonials. Partner with influencers who align with your brand. Let others sing your praises. Social proof builds credibility. It shows potential customers that others trust you, that they've had a positive experience. It's like a virtual stamp of approval.
Section 6, the long game reaping the rewards. Building trust takes time, effort, consistency, but the rewards are worth it. Increased brand awareness, higher engagement, stronger customer loyalty, more sales. When people trust you, they're more likely to buy from you, recommend you to others, become loyal customers, support your brand. Trust is the foundation of any successful online business or personal brand. Invest in it, nurture it, watch your influence and your bottom line soar.
Hi, I am Sandy Sanders. I am the host and creator of the Coffee Conversation and Book Talks with Sandy. We are powered by the CTR Media Network. Working with the CTR Media Network truly has been a blessing to me. It's been very rewarding. For my podcast, I have been doing live streams for a little over 3-4 years and knew that I had wanted to start a podcast, but just was not sure how. Well, lo and behold, yes, the founder, Dr. Tina J. Ramsay, has truly helped me with my visibility by promoting my services and the products that we offer through our training and through monthly training, helping me hone in on my craft and increasing my sales. So CTR Media Network makes sure that the podcasters in the network are aware of the streaming trends and techniques and support to our growth. It has been an amazing journey thus far, and I highly recommend the CTR Media Network. I made the right decision by being a part of the CTR Media Network family.
Hello, my name is Michelle Green, and I would like to share with you some of the things that I offer as an entrepreneur. I am a business owner of 3 companies. The 3 companies are Kingdom Builders Credit Repair, Kingdom Builders Community Development Center, and Kingdom Builders Business University. Okay, KBBU, aka KBBU in the house. Anyhow, I wanted to share with you a little something about who I am and what I do. I have been an entrepreneur for over 30 plus years, starting out as a financial advisor, then moving from financial advising to a credit repair business because I saw such a need for people to understand what I call basic finance 101. See, when you are a financial advisor, you study things such as investments, savings accounts, and you do things such as insurance and making sure that your future is secured. But I found that so many people were not aware of how to get to that level. So I started a company that would cater to the needs of repairing your credit to a 700 or even an 800 credit score, because 850 is the highest score that you can have. Then secondly, after I established the credit repair business, I saw that there was a need in the homeless and the domestic violence and just those who were less fortunate. And that need was that they still needed financial literacy, but they just could not afford our services. So in 2011, I actually established our nonprofit organization, which is Kingdom Builders Community Development Center. This is a center where we help those to find job placement. We teach them about their credit reports, the same as we do in the credit repair business. We actually pull the credit reports from Equifax, Experian, TransUnion, and Enovis. Some people don't know anything about Enovis, but those are the 4 bureaus that we pull the credit reports for. We dispute the negative things from the credit, the late payments, the charge-off write-offs, the collection accounts. We even help you with budgeting and money management. And in addition to that, we help you with establishing a new line of credit, multiple lines of credit that would help you to have diversity on your credit report. Then we move into the third company that I established, which is Kingdom Builders Business University. This is a business that was created because I've been in business for so many years, starting at the age of 19. And I may not look like it, but I am in my 50s. I'll just tell you that. Okay. And the thing is that I saw a great need for entrepreneurs who were out there struggling, trying to do business by themselves, really did not understand that as a business owner, nobody is out there trying to help you sincerely to establish your business and get your business to 6, 7, and 8-figure levels. So one of the things that happened with me when I was first starting out in business as an entrepreneur is I just had to figure everything out for myself. There were laws that I did not understand. There were compliances that I had to keep that I didn't even know existed. There were things that I had to do for my business that I only found out through trial and error. And that is not the proper way for any entrepreneur to be a business owner. So I decided, with God's help, with him leading and guiding me, to form a company that would help the elite entrepreneur to have excellence in their business. And that means that we help you to form your business from just a phone number all the way through to an LLC, a nonprofit, or a corporation. We also help you to take care of all of your licensing material, your security of your trademark. If someone's trying to steal your logo, if someone's trying to steal your work that you put together, we want to make sure that you understand how copyrights work. We want to make sure you understand trade lines. Then we have another course within the KBBU, Kingdom Builders Business University courses that we teach, and that is our money, credit, and funding course. That's where you're going to learn how to gain business credit, in addition to learning something about your personal credit, because there is a game that is being played in the personal credit arena that you need to be aware of. And we are here to educate you in that field, both on the personal side and the business side. But back to the courses. So we teach you within that second course how to get funded for grants and how to gain loans with lenders, how to collaborate with investors, angel investors, and all types of people that we teach you how to collaborate with. We also cover HR and systems, automations, funnels, things that you need for payroll, HR, bookkeeping. We cover everything that there is to know about being an elite entrepreneur. And I say elite because this is a different kind of service that we provide at KBBU. We want to make sure that you're getting something, you're pretty much getting everything that you possibly can have to be successful as an entrepreneur. And last but not least, in our final course, we have our marketing, media, and sales. Now, we do bring in our professionals, Dr. Tina J. Ramsay of CTR Media Network, to help us with our marketing and media. And we even have a sales professional, Mr. Martino Bryce, that comes in and covers our sales process. And we leave you, by the time you graduate, you'll be fully equipped with being an entrepreneur. So we wanted to just let you guys know that we have services that you may be in need of. And if you're not in need of it, maybe you know someone out there who is in need. And we just want to let you know that we are here to help you in any way possible. Everybody is trying to make sure that they get their income up. Everybody is trying to make sure that they live comfortably as they get older, and even currently, no matter what age they are. You may have children, you may have parents that you need to take care of. You may have, I don't know, you may have a spouse that you might need to care for. But we want to make sure that you are receiving the kind of income and the kind of financial care that you are supposed to receive, because nobody should be missing, lacking anything in this world today, even though that we know that this is out there. But we want to make sure that you know we are here to help you in all of your endeavors. Whether you're looking for personal credit help, we can help you there. We can help you if you are one of the less fortunate and maybe you're in a position where you really cannot afford the services. We can look at putting you in our nonprofit organization program. And then if you're an entrepreneur, you're trying to do business, but you're doing it by yourself and you're trying to figure out everything and you really don't know what comes first, second, third, fourth, fifth, then we have Kingdom Builders Business University that we can help you in. So listen, if you're interested in contacting us on all social media network, we are located at kb.michellegreen is our handle. So that's K for Kingdom, B for Builders, period, Michelle Green. You can reach us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, Threads, pretty much anywhere of a major social media network. If you're interested in contacting us for credit repair services, go to our website, www.kingdombuilderscreditrepair.com. And if you're interested in the nonprofit services, please go to our other website, which is www.kbcdc.org. Again, that's KBCDC, which stands for Kingdom Builders Community Development Center.org. And if you are an entrepreneur, and listen, we are having a ball in our undergraduate classes. We have undergraduate, we have individual private sessions, and we even have a master's class to further your education. So listen, if you're interested as an we can certainly help you. Go to www.kbbullc.com, and I promise we will help you. We will contact you in any of the businesses that we offer. We would love to see you and be a blessing to your life. Contact us today. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope that we can help in some way. Take care. Bye-bye.
Boom! Welcome to this video. My name is Jarvis Floyd, also known as Animal Divine. Back at you with another video. I'm here live at Atlanta Air Force Base with Clifford Starks, UFC fighter and martial arts Hall of Famer. We're here today to talk about our consulting program and also bombers. And also Mr. Starks' experience walking. Oh, no, not walking, but driving up to the arena. Can you guys imagine being a UFC fighter? You guys watch it on TV, right? Imagine walking, driving to the arena, getting out, walking into the arena, and all that action and all that stuff you guys have going on. Clifford, Mr. Starks, how are you doing today, sir?
I'm doing amazing, especially with that bomber behind you. That looks cool.
I know, right? Right. You guys get us on your team. You guys can see you got to get a lot of support, right? A lot of action, guys.
Amen.
Are you excited, Mr. Starks, about how we can help these people out for real?
I'm pumped. I'm pumped. Yeah, this is gonna be a lot of fun as we go through the journey and supporting people, taking them to the next level, turning dreams into reality.
Right, like I'm doing right now, guys. Hey, when I say Mr. Starks has helped me out already, I'm not playing, guys. We partnered, right? Partnership's beautiful because every day of my life, because I go through challenges, guys, I can call on Mr. Starks, right? And vice versa. I've learned so much from you, sir. Thank you for this journey. I love it.
Yeah.
I'm glad that we can truly help people too, man. This is no joke between me and him. We really mean we're going to help your business out. Our coaching program is launched, it's dropping, and we're not just taking on anybody. We're looking for special people. Cliff, who are we looking for? I know we're looking for some coaches out there. We can help them, but also doctors.
Yeah,
Who's your
honestly, if you have a service where you want to impact lives for the better, if you are heart-centered and you're a type A high-achieving personality, we're perfect for you and you're perfect for us. So we want to sit down, have conversations with people, make sure we're the right fit, because everything comes down to fit and alignment. But because I know 1 + 1 doesn't necessarily equal 2, it actually equals 11 when it's done correctly. And so we want to partner with the best of the best who want to do really big things and want to achieve really big things on their journey and in their life and their business.
Right. And the cool thing is, I know he can do it. He knows I can do it. So I know we can do it. Right. We can walk in. This is for two types of people, right? You can either be like you said, a entrepreneur, or if you have a business, like if you're a dentist, guys, or it doesn't matter. You can be a dentist, doctor, lawyer, a real estate broker. We want the cream of the, we want to help people that just want the help. But we actually can go into your office and transform your, in your office face to face, or in our coaching program online. So this is how powerful this is, guys. When you team up with an Air Force vet, who's also a drill sergeant, our boot camp is about actually getting you in the shape, right? Not just coaching you, but we get your mind in the shape mentally. And Clifford, a UFC Hall of Famer, really, tell me about driving up to the arena, guys. This is powerful because we're going to impact your life, and this is somebody right here that's made it to the UFC. So how is that, Cliff? How exciting was that arriving?
It was surreal, to be honest. And the other part is I knew it was something that was going to happen too. I knew I was going to get into that space, and I knew it because I like being strategic. I like having a plan in place, and I like putting a plan in action. And as I went through it, the experience, it was more like the world caught up to me. Like I think a little bit differently than most, and I want to teach others how to do the same thing, because I want people to walk into their, like, that's the truth. I know one of the most important things is speak with your heart, and my heart says we are all way more capable than we give ourselves credit for. So me sharing about what it was like, what it felt like, it was amazing. It was absolutely amazing because I hadn't experienced it, and I knew I was going to experience it. And even my coaches, like, they were kind of shocked that they experienced it as quickly as they did, because they've gotten 17 other people into that space.
Right. You told me that, yeah.
And we just got there the fastest.
Right. That's
yeah, we got there faster.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And it comes down to, like, belief systems, but also the actions that we take in those belief systems. Just because we believe in something doesn't mean anything by itself. It's a great start, but when you have the actions to back up the belief, wow, it's powerful.
Yeah.
And it was really cool standing in front, like getting ready to go to walk into the big stage, to walk, and get that cage door closed.
Right.
And my coach is like, how did we get here?
Right. I only can imagine, man. That has to be just one of the most incredible things ever, man. Going from a wrestling background, high school, state champion, all that kind of stuff. Then, the experience, man, when your first fight, pulling up to the arena, there's police letting you in, right? You got to park somewhere, they have a certain parking area for you. How's that part? We're just driving up when you see the big arena.
So the way it is, we're usually at a hotel. because we get that big stuff, which is nice.
Right.
Like they pay for our hotel, we get to stay at the nice place, and then they have a shuttle drive us to the arena.
Okay.
And when the shuttle drives us to the arena, we got our own little separate locker spaces that we go to, and we got to get our minds right. We got to focus and get prepared for the big game. And in my time, there was a guy, Bert, there. I don't know if he's still there, but he was loud and excited. He's like, "It's game time!"
Oh, okay, one of them guys, huh? Yeah.
Yeah. He's one of those guys, and he goes, "Look, this is the UFC, baby. This is the big leagues. So you better be ready. You better be ready to bring it." And
man, that's what you need sometimes.
yeah. But it's one of those things. Like I'm always ready to bring it. Like I might be nervous, but nervous is really excitement at the end of the day. It's all how we look at it. So I'm just like, I prepare my body. And as I'm getting nervous, I'm preparing myself to get ready. Because I know when we step into that, like once you start walking towards the arena, you get the crowd either cheering you or booing you. Luckily, the crowd likes to be
Okay.
You walk in and you touch the mat, and you know it's game time. You know, the ref goes, "Are you ready?"
Yeah.
And you're probably in your head, you're probably going like this, because I don't think you're ever really ready. You just are as ready as you can be. But you nod your head, yep. And then the other guy, "Are you ready?" They nod their head, and you get to see who you are. That's what I love about it most. You get to see who you are on that night.
Yeah, and how I can relate to this a little bit is just like I said in my first fight, walking out there, man. I just know when I got out there, I was walking there. I was like, I can't turn back now. It's like I can't. So literally, so I know it is a little scary, right? It has to be.
Well, I mean, you got Kid Dynamite, Mike Tyson, baddest dude on the planet.
Yeah.
He talks about how his nerves would get to him. And he's walking to the stage and he's nervous because that's what you're gonna feel. But then he would go through a process, and I loved his process because when he got inside that ring, he knew that ring belonged to him.
Yeah.
Now the truth is, everybody has to do that. Everybody has to make the ring or the cage or the arena belong to them.
Right.
And every night, sometimes the night's your night, sometimes it's not your night, but you go through a process of like, this is my place, this is my space, and I'm gonna make it so.
Yeah. And I gotta give you some props. I gotta highlight you right now because see, there's UFC fighters out there, people that might be 2-5, or their record's 2-5 or 6-8 or whatever. Mr. Stark's record is 16-4, I believe, right? Now
14-5, but close.
Okay.
I'll take the extra wins.
Okay, hey, take it, brother, because you earned it with me. But I'm just saying that means that you guys are gonna join up with someone that knows what they're doing. Actually kick some butt a little bit in there. So that's powerful. And just to know that, like I said, man, walking to that arena, that translates into you guys watching this video, because we're gonna talk more about fighting all the time. We combine these fighting techniques in what we do, in our marketing, guys. It's who we are, right? It's who he is. So we can't help but be to implement some of these things into our marketing, into our coaching, our consulting program. So I hope you're excited, because I know that what he teaches works. And when you combine Mr. Stark's gifts with my gifts, and we have the systems, we have the philosophies, the mindset, the unique ability to truly help you transform your mind, and then provide the back end systems, funnels, emails, right, that convert. The whole system is done for you guys when you join us. Okay, it's not just one part. To make your business rock, it takes doing multiple things right. It's not just your mind. It's not just your systems. It's not just your philosophies. It's not just your team. It's not just your support system. It's everything has to be flowing together. So we take you on fully in our consulting program. And I'm excited because I know that this right here is a B-52 bomber, guys, right? And I know we're here. I'm a U.S. Air Force veteran, guys, and I'm very loyal, very dedicated to helping you guys out. Mr. Starks, thank you for this journey, sir. To kind of hit it home. I mean, after you got in that fight and that bell rang, right, and you saw your opponent across the area over there, right? That's a challenge right there. That's like okay, that's like that adrenaline rush. So when it says, when the bell rings and it's time to fight, what happens next?
Yeah. And ultimately, I've like the record 14-5, I've won, and I've won a lot. I have, but I've also lost.
Right.
And I say my losses make me better. You know, every time I lose, there's something that I can learn from it. There's something that I can take from it. And so I get in business, you have your wins and you have your losses, and you want to win way more than you lose. And you want your losses to be learning opportunities. And so as I go through the journey, I want to help people crush it, absolutely crush it, because life is business and business is life. Business is there for you to have the life that you want. I want to support people in having the life that they want, the life that they truly desire.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so if anyone is not in the space that they want to be in, it comes down to the people that you have in your corner and the books that you read. You know, I read a book on this, and I absolutely love how it was stated, because it's like the people and the books. And ultimately, when we're the right us, when we're right inside, when we have the right knowledge, and we have the right tools, the right processes, the right systems, the right pieces in place, our life works for us. But if we don't have those things, life gets really, really hard. Really
work against you, you know?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so, you know, just amazing, brother. Seriously. And so, you know, so they kind of get an idea, you know, what's it like? What do you take from us partnering? What do they get? And what's your experience like working with me? Because they get more than just me and you. They get our whole team. But me and you.
Yeah. So they get it. It's good to have the inside. It's good to have the outside, but it's great to have both. When you have everything working in unison together. Because if I make your mind strong, but you don't have the tools or the resources necessary, you're in a bad spot. And if you have the tools and the resources, but you're not right in the inside, you're in a bad spot.
Right.
But when you have both,
yeah,
you win.
Right. And so to kind of hit that on the head, guys, is that why we're ready and why I know we're ready is because we've helped countless people already. We have success stories. Oh, there he goes. That's little Starks.
Yeah, it's my baby boy.
Yeah, that's cool, brother.
Thank you.
And so, you know, it's just so important, guys. And I'm just over here reminiscing right now about my son. How old is he? How old is he?
He is 3. How old are you? Do you know how old you are? Yeah. Go say, can you do this? One more. There you. Oh, too many.
That's a cool age, man.
There you go. Good job, buddy.
Yeah, but you know, it's just so important, guys, to understand that I know we're ready because of all the success. I call it the fruits of your labor, right? I've been told I've been ready, but I wanted to make sure I had a powerful way of delivering what we say. And so I know from the testimonials from the people that we've helped in the past, both of us, I have countless people that I've helped. I'm on this journey, go from making 30,000 to 200,000 in businesses that you guys work with us. You guys are not going to be disappointed, okay? The Cowboy's here for a reason. This hat's here for a reason, okay? This walk is for a reason.
I love the hat, by the way.
Right. This is not no joke, man. I'm really a cowboy out here, guys. Can you imagine having a cowboy on your team along with a UFC professional Hall of Famer? Get excited, guys, because we're here for you, okay? We can't wait forever. You guys follow us, our pages, our Facebooks, you know, our business page. Just keep in touch. But more importantly, if you're ready today to get started, let's not let one more day pass you by between taking massive action in your business and your life. So what's it going to be? Are you ready for a transformation today? All right, we're ready for you. Okay. So you guys take care. Mr. Starks, last words.
Hey, if this resonates with you at all, take an action. You know, take an action. Jump on board, because I'd love to get to know you and love to support you if we're a good fit. That's the name of the game. That's what we were built for.
All right. So that's all for now. Bye, little Starks. See you later, sir.
Take care, everyone.
You guys take care. See you in the next video. Let's go.
Oh, everybody, how y'all doing tonight? Welcome back to another week of KBBU Behind the Scenes. If this is your first time watching us, what we are is a business university We do all things business. What does that mean for you? That if you're trying to do business by yourself, you don't have to do that. We have an opportunity for you. And that opportunity is you can do individual private sessions with us, or you can come into a group session online course that we have every single semester from the fall, summer, fall, and winter, spring. And our next upcoming class is in January of 2025. There is open registration right now. Go to www.kbbullc.com. So tonight's topic, we started our very first business management course tonight. So business and life management is what we talked about. And y'all know I done talked majority of the night. So I'm going to hand this on over to our coaches. Does anybody want to go first? Let's discuss entrepreneurship from the perspective of managing our life and managing our business. Let's go, y'all. Who wants to go first? Preston, you look like you want to say something. You gonna take over?
We have a phrase that we use when we're talking about our travel business in my company. We tell people you're in business for yourself, but you're not in business by yourself. So you have a support mechanism. You have a process. Like you say, there's a business template. Where it differs is when you customize it to your business plan. Like we talked about in class, your preparation of your business, your articles, your motivation. Did you see what I wrote when you were typing up? You were talking about the different ranges. I wrote in the chat. I say, this is your range of motion, right?
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I had talked so much. I was like, let me type this one. But still, the 6 aspects of range that you talk about, that's the range of motion. And if you adhere to those 6, and see, people get caught up. There is an order to certain tasks, but all the tasks don't have to happen in that same order. As long as you cover them all, you got me going back into my project management realm. We should talk about the waterfall versus the agile mode and all that. So, yeah, it all comes back full circle. But it all applies to the business side of it. But the motion side, like the range of motion, it's the actions. It's what you're doing, to satisfy the different ranges, different levels, different qualifications. If you just write it down and look at it and never put the plan, implement the motion, it's not going to go anywhere, So that's what I got from what you were talking about, what everybody was talking about.
I love it. Awesome. Thank you, Preston. What about Doris? Let me go ahead and get you in because that's your specialty. Tell them about what you took from tonight's class.
Yes, a lot, a lot was said tonight. And Michelle, you did a wonderful job.
Thank you.
Breaking down the systems, the different categories, and really the mindset behind the reason why people do what they do, And honestly, I want to talk about that a little bit because we really have this belief that we can just have something, we can just have this vision in our head and just, we don't have to invest time. We don't have to invest in learning. We don't have to invest in developing self-development, developing in ourselves to truly understand this vision that God has given to us, how he wants us to run with it. And this is why it's so crucial to have to be plugged into a system, a learning system like KBBU, to have a coaching, to be mentor and coach is very crucial because honestly, Michelle, until we come to the realization, until I came, let me just say, I don't know about y'all, but like I was saying tonight, I'm a perfect example. Until I came to the real, because I was in a group, I have been in master classes, I have been in rooms with millionaires, you know, multimillionaires, and I saw the things that they were doing. I saw the strategies, I saw it all, but it was not clicking. I don't know, maybe it's just me, but it wasn't clicking until I discover and understand the kingdom strategy, the kingdom system, how things operate, the process of things, you know. So it's where it's my arena, you know. I get you know, kind of emotional on this because it's something that is very crucial. This is where it all begins. This is where it starts. You have to identify where you're going. You have to identify, and this is why it's crucial to be plugged into it to develop, invest in yourself. There have been so many times where people feel like they can just start something and just they don't need to they don't need to take the time to learn, to discover. They feel like they are superior. The ideas is superior, and this has not been done before. You know, they can just run with it and be successful. No, that's not how that works. So
No.
yeah, if you are, you know, I don't know who all is watching, but if you are in a place where, you know, you're looking for clarity, because until you understand how it works, the kingdom mindset, you understand how this thing works, you will not be clear on what it is you're doing. And KBBU has that answer for you. So, yeah.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Thank you,
I have a lot
Doris.
to say, but I'm just going to end there. Yeah.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it. All right. Can we hear from Mr. Cornell?
Okay. Sheila, you gave us some spankers today. They needed that. They needed that motivation. But I want to talk about the systems. Systems we must manage. You said something about the physical system, and it kind of hit me because I knew a guy that he had a lot of stuff going on. He was successful in every way, and finally, when he everything was going 100 miles an hour. You know, his house bill, big house, business is going well. He passed away.
Wow.
He passed away because he didn't take care of his body.
Oh my God.
And I was hurt for him. I know his family was hurt, but they was doing good afterwards. You know, I hate to add that to it, but you got to take care of your body. You can tell many people what you want them to know or whatnot, but the body will tell you later on. Then the other system was government. So my granddaughter called me on Monday, you know, and I wanted her to be a part of my business. You know, I told her to go to school. She graduated high school a couple of years ago. And I said, I want you to be a part of my business. I want you to go to college. I want you to learn management, you know, go to college for me. She said, well, college ain't for everybody. Okay, I'm trying to leave you something. That's what I'm trying to do. But she like, a little later on, she fell into it. She said, okay, I go to college. And she started off with 5 classes. And I'm like, oh my God. You know, I had nightmares. I took 5 classes twice and I had nightmares every night. So when she was done with those 5 classes, she dropped out.
Wow.
So I'm like, are you going back? She said, school ain't for everybody, Granddad. So okay. So she called me up Monday. She said, Granddad, no, another thing. I told her about voting about 4 months ago. I said, go, you registered yet? She said, no. So I need for you to go register so you can look up the candidates, you know, find out what you can about them. She said, okay, Granddad. Grandmama seen about a month ago, and she said, have you voted yet? You know, early vote. Well, I think it was early vote in South Carolina. I don't know. But she was like, I haven't decided, so I'm not going to register.
Oh.
And it kind of hurt me because she told me different. So she called me up Monday. She said, Granddad, she said, my car broke down. I need $600. I said, not until you get this. I texted a text about 15 pages long. And she was a little upset afterward. She was like, well, I'm not going to disrespect you. I said, oh, if you disrespect me, then, you know, I get silent on you. But that's getting, what I'm trying to say here is that these kids, they're not learning. They're not learning life right now. And I kind of blame myself because I was kind of lenient on her father. But and these kids they're not learning life. They think everything's supposed to be given to them, and it don't work that way. So I had to give it the adult way. You know, I had to get on it, and just like students today, hey, you gotta get your mind right. Let's get in this fight. Let's go ahead and do this. You know, I had to do her the same way. So
wow,
it hurts because she's my granddaughter, and I want the best for her.
Right. But sometimes we have to have tough love. Yeah. And I totally can see, you know, tough love was given tonight.
Yes.
Because it was things that just needed to be said. And God directed the whole conversation. So if y'all listening out there from being in class tonight, listen, y'all take that up with the Lord. Don't take that up with me. Take that up with the Lord, because He's the one who told me to say what I had to say. Well, that's my obedience. That's me being humble to Him. That's being honorable to Him. Yes. I got to follow His lead, you know, and that's the way we all are. We're all children to Him. We're all children to God. So that's a really good point. No matter how old or how young you are, there is humility that needs to take place and honor to God, because that is the way that we will be able to fully manage our lives.
Michelle, can I just touch a little bit on what you said about when you mentioned that about the difference between stupid and ignorant, because I don't think it has ever been revealed that way before.
Wow.
It has not. And that's so amazing when you said that, you know, and I believe that the Holy Spirit was leading you in that area, because you are 100% right. There's difference between not knowing something and, you know, out of, you know, ignorance, not knowing, being totally blind to the truth versus knowing the truth and not just doing it. You know, I'm not going to give too much on that. You have to, you know, sign up for the class, but it's very interesting how people don't realize, wow, it means I am being this person. I am being this way because of my lack of applying what I already know.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
Yeah.
That is so good. Thank you. Yes, that is so true. Hey, Jaquisha. She was one of our previous KBBU coaches. All right, planting that seed in us, her and Mr. Carl. Hey. Thank you, Doris. That is so good. That is so right. All right, Dr. Tina, you look like you want to say something.
Do I?
Do you?
Do I? So for those of you who happen to you just seeing this video in your news feed right now, you're trying to figure out what it is that we're talking about. So this is the KBBU behind the scenes, and we are the coaches up under the tutelage of KB Michelle Green with KBBU. And tonight's discussion with the students was on the topic of life and business management. And so I'm going to piggyback off Carnell and also Doris. Carnell was talking about management of life, where he was speaking about his granddaughter and how managing that life space and how the difference with the children is now, and how he had to give her some tough love to help her with various different things because she didn't do this, so she didn't receive that, and that was very difficult. Then Doris, she was bringing out how we have to everybody was speaking about the mindset, okay, and how it's a difference between ignorance and being stupid, okay? And so ignorance is not knowing what to do, and so therefore you make an error, false step in judgment because you just don't know. And being stupid is when you know what to do, but you just chose not to do it. And now I'm gonna bring my part in. So I want to give you guys a little recap so you know what we're talking about. Dealing with focus, which I already talked about, but I feel like that I need to say something else dealing with focus, because we already know that focus is very crucial, not only in business, but also in life. And like one of our other coaches, Mr. Carl, who wasn't able to be here for this particular video, he brought out the fact of how it mirrors your life and your business mirror one another. So if your life is in shambles, your business is going to be a reflection of your life. And so with that focus, you have to stay focused. You have to avoid the distractions. And this is something that many of you may not want to hear, but I need to tell you this. If you are a student that's in this class watching, or a previous student or a KBB alumni that's in the master class, when you make the decision to start that you're going to do better with your life and your business, and also ultimately your relationship with God, there are going to be challenges, distractions, and different things that's going to come about. That is just the way that life works. However, what you need to keep in mind is that with those distractions, different distractions come in different ways. What I mean by that is that you made a decision that you was going to be in the master's class, or you made a decision that you was going to be in the undergraduate class with KBBU. And then all of a sudden, you get all these different, what we call opportunities. These are quote, opportunities, right? So now maybe it's a group, or maybe it's an organization, or maybe it's some type of thing that you really, really wanted, but it never was able to come to you right then. But now, since you made the decision that you're going to do right with your spiritual business, and you made the investment to be with KBBU, whether undergraduate or master's, now all these people come. Oh, it's another master's class. Oh, it's another a coaching class. Oh, I can coach you. Oh, you need to be a part of this event. Oh, you need to do this. Oh, and it contradicts the scheduling, what you already committed with what you're supposed to be doing here. That's a distraction. Even if it's something that you feel that's in alignment with what you feel you should be doing, that don't mean you need to be doing it right now. You need to learn to break distractions, say no, not right now. You can come back to it and stay focused. Because if you want to have the abundance of your business and not be stagnant or grieve the Holy Spirit, then you have to govern your life properly. That's life and business. You want grants, you want funding, you want your name to be in lights, whatever it is that you want, that's never gonna happen to its full potential if you're not focused, you don't manage your mind, you don't plan it out properly, and you don't discipline yourself. It's a test, okay? It's just a test, and how you pass or fail is totally up to you. But I feel like it needs to be said, because one of the things that I see that is one of the common threads with most people, and not just with the students, but with people in general, when they make a decision on something they know they need to do in order to be able to reach that next level or multiple levels, they start getting over flooded with so many different opportunities. And then what they're supposed to be doing, they get so distracted from what they're supposed to be doing, getting caught up in all the things that they don't need to be doing. And then you lose your opportunity that you're really supposed to be doing, that's going to help you be able to not even have to even reach out to these other things, because God already put you in place to be the leader, not the follower. So stay focused. Every opportunity is not an opportunity for you. And every opportunity that comes your way is not for the right now. It could be no, or it could be for a later time. Stay focused now, put in the work, and then you will start reaping the benefits of your labor, because you have your house, life, and business in order. That's all I got to say. I just feel like too many people got too many things. Their schedule is too booked. Their schedule is just too maxed out to capacity. And you cannot succeed with over management of your life, of your business, and of your brain. You can't overstimulate your brain and expect for it to work to its full capacity. So you're going to have to learn to set priorities. And it's going to be hard. You don't want to say no, but you have to if you want to succeed. And that's all I have to say, because people who in the class, as well as alumni, as well as individuals that's watching right now, can all identify with it. Are you overwhelmed? But then you have the choice to clear your schedule with the things that really matter in order to get to the goal that you know you're supposed to do. Your purpose. You need to push to your purpose and stop looking around, being distracted like a little squirrel. Focus. And that's all I have to say. I know y'all used to hear me saying, oh, and laughing. It's not no laughing time tonight, baby. Y'all hear my children get at home. Like, no. It's no time for that. It's time to get to work and stop complaining and just get to work. Or you're not going to be able to reach the goals. Your true opportunity is going to slip through your fingers and somebody else going to have it, because you're not showing your appreciation and being grateful. So that's the end of that. And somebody must need to hear it. But hey, I had to learn that the hard way. It's not like I'm all over righteous. Let me tell you something. I missed things because I got distracted from a lot of other things, thinking I had to have it, but I didn't. And God showed me, you only need me, Tina. You don't need it, all of this other. You just need me. Stay focused on me, and I will lead you. And that's what He's been doing. So I'm speaking from experience. The distractions get you every time, and it'll keep you broke. Let me say it. Distractions will keep you broke, because it always costs you shelling out more and more money that you don't have to spend, that you should be reinvesting in your business. Now that's it. I'm getting off my soapbox. That's it.
All right, now. That's some good stuff right there. That's some real good stuff. I love it. All right. What about Yoshi? Come on through.
Yeah.
How
dare y'all bring me in after she just said she ain't got nothing and she just did a Martin Luther King. Like, you know what I'm saying? I wanted to march, shout, and pay tithes at the same time. I ain't know what to do. You know, I think it's just the chorus. I guess I'm the singer, the choir. I'm just trying to bust out with a selection. She
did go to the mountaintop, didn't she?
No.
Yeah.
Y'all know y'all good too, so go ahead and put that sprinkle in.
I'm doing the altar call.
Hey, all these coaches, all the coaches inspired. We all bring out.
All I'm doing is the altar call. The doors of KBBU is open now. If you feeling your heart, if you was touched by that word, come on down.
Goodness.
I'm doing the altar call. This is that. But now, one beautiful thing about, like, I guess most people can really relate to understanding is the process of working out. When a person want to go working out, but most people don't realize 20% is really in the gym, 80% is outside the gym. It's what you eat and what you put into your body. But most people don't understand it. So let's look at this as a job. We think that going in and doing the physical work of a job or doing that part is going to make us wealthy, but that's really only 20% of our business. The 80% of our business is doing and putting everything together, putting the work in, putting the time in, and getting our management and getting everything into place. So it's just like, so when you don't meal prep, when you meal prepping and everything to go work out, you got to make sure you got your meal prepping. You got to make sure you got your shakes, your protein shakes. You put your pre-workout. You need your recovery workout. You're doing everything that you need to do so that when you go to the gym, and then you could go. Once you do both of these balances together, you see definition in your arms. You see the vein pop out. You see the strip. You see the growth, and then it gets you excited. Just like, so once you do everything that you need to do in the beginning, when you do all the footwork of the business part of doing your footwork, and then when you started working with it together, you start seeing money, you start seeing profit, you start getting excited. But what happens is a lot of people don't even look and pay attention to the meal prepping and the food and the stuff. They go get that black card at Planet Fitness and they go straight in there. And what always happens, they work out for about like 2 months, 3 months. They see a couple veins pop out, you know what I'm saying, drop a pen size, and then they get stuck. They get stuck right there. They don't, nothing else happens. They get stuck, like they stuck in that position. They don't get no stronger. They don't get no more definition. You know what I'm saying? And they get unhappy, they get frustrated, get aggravated, and then what happens? They give up on going to the gym. They don't go to the gym no more. All because why? They didn't prep themselves beforehand. So now let's take it into the business and wrap it up. So if we prep ourselves better with our organization, with our business of purpose, with everything that we need to do to put everything on our rules, our laws, the rules of the land, if we put everything in the place that we need to do to set ourselves up for success, when we go into that workplace and work, we're going to have that extra energy because we're going to feel more confident because we know that we did our stuff in place. And then we ain't got to worry about it. But the people who don't do that, they make a little bit of money. They make it, all right, everything good and stuff. And then what happened? They have to end up quitting their business. They end up not losing interest in their business because they start getting overwhelmed, like Dr. Tina said. They start getting aggravated, start getting stressed, start going through the depression and everything. Like, why things ain't adding up. And like any time in life for me, when things ain't adding up right, and I started getting losing and stuff, like, you know what I'm saying? Things start losing, blessings ain't blessing like they're supposed to be. Life start lifing more than blessing is blessing. When life start life more than blessing is blessing, I have to I do like Michael Jackson, I look at the man in the mirror. Before I start blaming him, her, them, do all that, the first thing I do is look at what have I started doing in my life that I don't need to be doing right now? What have I changed for off course? What did I miss? What I need to go back into it so I could go back to my foundation. What is my foundation? You know what I'm saying? Like when we do electrical service calls, when I go to a house and they say the ceiling fan ain't working, the first place I go to is the panel because that's the source of power. You know what I'm saying? Before I even start circuit checking, seeing what part broke down throughout the house, I go to the source of power. Let me check, make sure the source of power going in. So when our business and things are not going in the way that we go to, do we go to the source of power or do we go to man? Or do we go to our emotions and our feelings that can lead us in either? We never go because we need to walk into the spirit, not our feelings and our emotions, because now we're in our feelings and our emotions because we don't feel like we making money that other people making, or we not jumping out on there quicker than other people. You know what I'm saying? Slow and steady wins the race. So once you build all your places in right, you know what I'm saying? You got that brick house that the wolf can't come in. We got to stop building them straw houses, stop building them stick houses, and then we get discouraged. You won't want to do that. But over here at KBBU, we got that cement, baby. You hear me? Come on up. We got spiritual six-packs too. You know what I'm saying? And the physical, we ain't worried about it. We'll buy it. But in the spiritual realm, you know what I'm saying? Our business, we're going to make sure our business got the six-pack. We're going to make sure that your business got, you know what I'm saying, the protein shake. We're going to make sure your business got the recovery. Because like when people don't realize when you work out and get bigger and stronger, your muscle tears. And so you have to get back together. So you have to put something in your body to help you recover. You know what I'm saying? Your muscle protein on that.
That word, recover. Yes.
So what recovery are you doing in your business? What program, what process do you have to go up? Us meeting one-on-one accountability, that's our recovery session. It's able to re-heal and go through, patch up them patches and them holes that's been broken up by us putting this work in. We're going to get this work in. That's what we do.
Yoshi, they catch the car. You ever seen a dog chasing a car? They catch the car. They don't know what to do with success.
They don't know what to do.
They don't know what to do with success. They get it and they say, now what? Right? The best example I give y'all, the coyote catch the road runner. He looked at the screen and said, now what did I do? Because he's been chasing him the whole time. That was his focus, the chase. That was his purpose. And a lot of people in their business, their drive, their purpose is that's their momentum. And then when they get success in the gym, they get success, they stand in the mirror, and they like, what do I do now? First time they get a cramp, they want to quit. You know what I'm saying? First time they get winded, they on that treadmill, running a little bit further fast they never did, and they say, this is too much. They do that in business as well. They start out and they get that first success, and then they keep going, and then the success becomes normal, but they never thought about what to do after they get there. It's like you got to come back here to the source. How many times we done did this class? How many times we done did the after hours? You got to recharge. Your business is a rechargeable battery. That's the best one too. Once it run low, recharge it. Come back. Bounce an idea off Michelle. Bounce an idea off Doris. Just have a conversation. You never know. The lady that's on the line, Mr. Queesa, me and her were talking, and I was struggling. She just made a simple comment, and I had about 5 pages of notes. It ain't like she sat down and gave me this giant dissertation. She just said, well, what about so-and-so? And I was like, real light bulb just got real bright. So, yeah, I see you there, Queesa. I'm here because of her, y'all. That's the person that brought me into KBBU right there, Queesa. All right?
Shout out to Queesa.
One casual conversation, and it's been, 3 master's classes since? So that's all it takes.
Yeah.
Hey, can I say something? It's going to take like 20 seconds.
No, go ahead. We open.
Okay, to the people out there that don't know nothing about KBBU, I just want to say this to you. Some of you out there already ate. Now listen now. Some of you out there already ate, but you're still hungry. A wise man once said, the best thing for life is free. He's lying. The best thing in life comes in a deal. KBBU got the quality schools, got the quality. You're not too much
message.
The life comes in a deal. KBBU.
Cornell said that free food make you gassy. Come in here and get some of the drill stuff.
You heard what he said.
That like come in a deal, baby. I got it for you. Come on, get it. You got all you want, all you can eat here. Come on, get it.
And y'all say I be coming up with zingers. Oh my God.
Everybody on fire tonight, boy.
No.
Can I just say one more thing?
Absolutely.
So as all the coaches basically has already expressed how important it is to, evaluate yourself and see where you're at. And like Yoshi was saying, get connected, stay connected with the source is the key, is the answer to everything. Because when you stay connected to the source, and the thing about business is a roller coaster. Just how you see, I don't know if you guys ever came across, there used to be a little advertisement. I don't know who advertisement was that, but it's like your business is like this. One woman, you're here. Just how life is, business and life is it's the same. So yeah, so your business, there's gonna be a time in the business where I have come to a place where it's like accept what it is, because one moment is like you got it figured out, you are good, you are on the go, and you're gonna reach a certain status, you're gonna reach a certain income status, and you think you got it, it's just go from here. No, the Holy Spirit gonna bring you back. You're gonna have to come back, evaluate, and like, woo, things just is different seasons. There are different seasons in life. There's different season in business. So really, you have to understand the foundation. You have to figure it out. you have to have clarity. I said it in the class. You have to have clarity around your life's mission, your life's work, because that's what keeps you going. When the going gets tough, that's what keeps you going. You know, you have to have clarity on what it is you are trying to achieve. So that's all I got to say.
Hey, I want to jump off with her, what she said, like when it leads into clarity, goes into what I was saying in class earlier about how important obedience is better than sacrifice. And I say that because a lot of times, let's think about it, like when we look at the Messiah, you know what I'm saying, we look at his sacrifice. His sacrifice was being hung up there for our sins. But what made his sacrifice worthy? I say it all the time, it was his obedience. It was his obedience and the way that he lived his life from the day that he came to this earth until the day that he left. It was his obedience that made the offering of him pleasant. So if we don't be obedient to anything we do, our sacrifices will be in vain. All them long hours, all the money you done put in, all you do, we gotta quit shortstop this stuff. Like we live in a microwave world, a microwave generation, where we feel like we want everything done at a crazy fast process. We're trying to skip the ways to go. And you put that chicken in that microwave if you want to. The outside gonna look crispy, they're gonna look pretty, gonna be looking good, looking like church chicken. And as soon as you buy it, you're gonna be ER. You know what I'm saying?
Not to say I'm in the Nelly.
The ambulance is gonna be coming to get you. They're gonna be coming to pick you up, be sitting over there with the food poison. You're gonna lose weight then. But you know what I'm saying? You definitely gonna lose weight then. You know what I'm saying? Because it's about certain stuff you can't rush. You can't rush the process on certain things. Yeah. So like I say, take your time and build it. And this is from a person who already had his business. And so I'm constantly, you know what I'm saying, getting toes stepped on by Michelle. You know, that's why I feel like she used this to get the Christian cuss us out. She cuts out a Christian way. You know what I'm saying? Like you son of a mule. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like,
oh my goodness.
She used this to Christian cuss us. You know what I'm saying? Using Bible verses to whoop us and stuff and everything. And she take advantage, she take pleasure. Don't let her think, you know, when that mama be like, I'm gonna whoop you, now it's gonna hurt me, then it's more gonna hurt you. But I hurt you. You just out of breath. You just tired. It didn't hurt you. You know
they can never be honest. They can't look you in the eye and say this gonna sting a lot.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, go ahead and lift the window up, get you some air. This gonna hurt me. It's gonna hurt. That's how she be starting. When she starts them cars off and talk like that, you can tell by the prayer. When a prayer a little longer and a little stronger, that means she trying to give us comfort right there in the beginning.
and Yoshi, they'll never tell you to stretch first. They'll never tell you it's gonna be rough, right?
No.
They'll never tell you to get ready for it, right? They're like, here it comes. They'll never tell you, right?
I call OSHA because where's the safety equipment? When it
is.
Bring your goggles, bring your boots, steel toes. Like we ain't got no protective wear. We just come in this world naked as we is and just get blistered. Get blistered. She catch when your mama catch you coming out the shower. When you thought you got away with it, you do jump to her hair, take a shower, go to bed. And your mama catch you out the shower. That's how Michelle catches. Like,
you got me, Lozy, because like when I first started class, I remember she prayed and I got nervous. I said, she's finna talk about me tonight. Yeah, I remember that. I'm like, ooh. I'm like, oh, I think this class got Preston Road all over it. Let me go ahead and put my seatbelt on. I'm about to be a long one.
Everything. I promise you. Yeah, Michelle, her prayers do be fire. It do. But like I say, everybody, obedience is the way, and understanding is everything. Like she said, it's about being ignorant. They say, what is sin? Sin is the one that knows transgression law and then commits to do it. So you knowing it and everything, knowingly and willingly, the sin looks a little different than from when a person who been taught one thing their whole life they didn't know. You know what I'm saying? That's why the Father's mercy, grace, it as it is, and He'll bring it to a point of teach. We can never lose. We can never lose if we learn. And that's what you got to remember. It doesn't matter how many times you fall or whatever, but every time you fail, if you learn something after every one of those falls, you know what I'm saying, you able to gain something because you learn something off of that. That's why the man in the Amazon started in his garage, failed multiple times and everything, and then he finally caught success. You're like, you know what I'm saying, Mr. Amos baking them cookies. I'm pretty sure the first cookie he baked wasn't the cookie that we ate today. You know what I'm saying? So like with everybody in success, it's okay to understand that if you fail or you fall, you can understand what you're learning from is have a support team. And that's what we use with KBBU. We hit on all cylinders. You know what I'm saying? We all been in different parts of life, and we all able to come together, and we all on one mindset, and that's to do the Father's will and to help his people. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, like you can't lose on that part of that. Only way you lose by being disobedient. You know what I'm saying? So that's why she tell you, do your work, do your test. If you losing, it's because you being disobedient. You're not in the position and the place to be. So just remember the word of the week, the lifetime is obedience. Like everything is about being obedient.
Woo! Yes, Lord. Tina, you look like you want to say something else. No, you good. Everybody good, Cornell? You good? Woo.
Yeah, Tina, no free advertisement.
I don't have anything to say. Nothing. Hands free.
Nah, listen. I'm being good. I was gonna say anything about that on tonight.
Said enough last time, boy. Got me scared to eat. Woo.
I don't see anything.
See, I got a plain black shirt on, no advertisement.
No advertisement.
Yeah, I'm careful what I put on these days. I'm like,
It's
oh,
funny.
yeah, sorry. Mm-hmm.
I have to go back and watch the replay from last week, and you'll
Yoshi, you missed out on that one, man.
I know.
Yeah,
man, I know. I was under the weather. I wasn't feeling it.
She set us straight, man. You get people.
Yeah.
Awesome. Listen, I want to just announce every person that is part of the KBBU team. I want to thank you guys because y'all make KBBU what it is, and I'm so grateful for every single student that has ever come through our classes, all of our instructors, our coaches. Shout out to you guys because I'm telling y'all, this has been amazing. This has been phenomenal. It has been a dream come true, and I'm just so grateful for every one of y'all. And I just want to give a little shout out for Mr. Carl for being our business setup coach. I want to give a shout out to Dr. Tina for being our marketing and media coach. So yes, that's right. If you're looking at KBBU for the first time, we have a specialized marketing media coach, and we have Yoshi, aka Martino, who is our sales coach. We have Preston, who is our territory coach, and also that plans all of our gradations going forward. Hello, let's go. Okay.
Yeah.
Gradations coming up to a place near you.
Coming soon.
Need one. Need another one.
Y'all have to go back. It's for a graduation vacation, and you will not want to miss the next graduation. If you've seen any of the clips from before, baby, you better want to be there. You will want to be there. All
Amazing time was had. Yes, it was.
Definitely.
We have Doris, who is out helping us out in the identity coaching. So business setup, registration, but also her specialty is identifying your needs, helping you get through those obstacles that we've been talking about tonight. So I just want to thank all of y'all because y'all have been super amazing. And tonight's class, I knew it was going to be tough. It was going to be hard. But listen, I love all of y'all. And I wouldn't be saying any of this if it wasn't for what I knew that I was seeing your potential before you even could see it yourself. So listen, y'all got this. Y'all got this. I love y'all. Y'all going all the way to the top. Thank you all for watching tonight. We really do appreciate all of your views, all of your shares, your likes, your set notifications. Thank you so much for all of it. And we're going to see you next Wednesday, right? 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Let's go ahead with the KBBU behind the scenes.
There it is.
You'll see it. All right. Y'all have a blessed night. Thank you for watching. See you soon. Take care.
Bye.
Wow. Back again. Something I've been thinking about, was really blessed to do a conversation, a private community, just this week actually, about how to create funding for your business by using a book or Kickstarter or WeFunder. And so for those of you who've never heard of WeFunder, you should definitely check them out. It's a pretty cool platform. But one of the things that I think is apparent is that a lot of people think that doing a book is really difficult, and it's not. I'm very blessed and fortunate to have a bookstore in my family, and so just made 24 years in the business. Celebrated it last Saturday in New York City. We're one of the oldest Black bookstores in the country, and it's called Sisters Uptown Bookstore. Let me just share that screen. And because of that, being part of that book world for the last 20 some years, it's really simple. I created a really simple list, and for anybody watching, I'm going to go over that list of how to get your book done, and then we're going to go through what you could do as far as funding, using that book to create a funding resource for you. So hopefully you're tuning in and you're seeing this live here on LinkedIn, but also I'm trying to see, okay, we do have it live here. Okay, cool. I wanted to make sure we're live on YouTube also. So definitely check this out and enjoy. So like I said, Sisters Uptown Bookstore is in my family. I'm going to do other things while I chat with you guys, so definitely leave a comment so I can keep track of what's going on. But I'm going to share my screen with this list. And the list is, I know it by heart. It's really simple. The first thing you want to make sure you do is set aside at least $50 to $60 to get your book copywritten. You can go and see what the prices are this week. But copywritten, you need to make sure your book is being copywritten. You can't copyright your title, but you can definitely copyright the actual book itself. So the second thing actually after you do the copyright is that you want to make sure your ISBN, the number that's on the back of the book, that you own that, and make sure that that's something that you are using. Lastly, and not lastly in general, but lastly in this section about the ISBN number, you want to probably get the pack of 10. That's $2.99. Because you need one ISBN number for your ebook, one for your print book, and one for your audiobook. And each separately costs $125. So that's $375 versus $2.99 for 10. Might as well get the pack of 10, right? You can go to a website called My Identifiers. That's the only site that sells ISBN numbers that's authorized in the US. Go check out that website and you'll definitely get to understand how to create your ISBN number. Sorry for I was thinking about something else. I want to make sure that you guys know also when you create your ISBN number, you do need a barcode, but Amazon does give you a free barcode, so you don't have to pay extra for that. But lastly, you're going to need somebody to take the book and put it into what's called KDP format, which is Amazon. There's also Ingram Spark. You need somebody for that, to put that book in that format, also for Ingram Spark. So I use a guy on Fiverr, charges $70 to put everything into the KDP format. And so we're at, $2.99 for your book, for your 10 numbers. We're at $50 to $70 for your copyright. And then we're at $70 for a guy to convert your Word document into an EPUB format. And that is pretty much almost done. We do want to create your cover. Now, there's a pretty cool website called CoverJig. So you can use Canva to create the cover, and then go to coverjig.com, and coverjig.com will allow you to create the right type of cover for the format of the book, whether it's ebook or audiobook or a regular print book. And that has to be uploaded to KDP on Amazon. Again, all the stuff is pretty much, it's free. It's not really cost to when it comes to talking about Amazon, and we're talking about uploading and everything like that. So really talking about the cost of the cover, your Canva account, your ISBN numbers, and the price of coverage egg, which is $50. And of course, also the person that you need to edit your Word document into I guess it's convert your Word document. It's not edit. Convert your Word document into KDP. So in the conversion space, before you do that, obviously you want to edit your document, and you can use something called Grammarly. It's pretty inexpensive. We'll definitely have a list of beta readers, maybe like 5 to 10 people that can read your book. Again, we're talking about using a book to create funding for your business. So you're like, hey, Martin, you got me. It's pretty simple to create a book. It's under $1,000 or really like $700. Most people hire somebody like me as a book coach or a consultant or a strategist. I'm all of those things. And I typically charge $250. So, something like maybe $750 for this whole process. The thing that's interesting though, and I think this is where the funding comes in, a lot of us are sitting on this great wealth of information that's here that you've probably never thought about somebody else being able to buy that information and you being able to use that process to get your first seed round of funding for your business. And with a platform like Kickstarter is one of those platforms that lets you raise money via the internet. And also they have a already predetermined list of thousands of people who already contributed to publishing projects. For instance, one that we're going to talk about is Black Sands Entertainment. And Black Sands Entertainment was able to, the first Kickstarter, I think they did it for over $60K. The second Kickstarter they did, I think it was almost like $50K. And then eventually, after I would say maybe 4 to 5 years, they went on Shark Tank. They raised $500,000 via Kevin Hart and Mark Cuban investing in them. And then after that, they decided they wanted to include the audience that has been supportive of them all these years, bought the Kickstarter, bought thousands of the graphic novels or the comic books. They said, we're going to do a We Funder. So there's get the book done. Then there's take it over Kickstarter and do a successful Kickstarter. Maybe do a second Kickstarter if you're necessary for volume 2 or what have you. Go to We Funder. Now, in that space, you're building audience. You're not just alone. We Funder allowed Black Sands Entertainment to raise $2.3 million from non-accredited investors. So that's the process. The book, getting the book done, about $750 total. Then going over to Kickstarter and using the either
Hey Think Fam, it's your favorite host, Michael Finkley, and you can listen to us on CTR Media Network. Go listen in.